Leo, welcome to Karma on Deck. I'm Karma. This is your Leo weekly reading for August 12th. Let us begin. Get right to your weekly energy report. Let's see where you're sitting. Basically, it's just been giving us the last few readings have been kind of more of descriptive of current situation. Feels like all moon readings. But anyways, let's see how accurate we are. Let's see where we're sitting with Leo. This is you. A little overwhelmed. I'm going to call out your major cards as I lay down your inverted triangle spread. You know I call out on your aces too. So far you've got the Devil card, the World, Ace of Swords, the Strength, and the Tower. So just like Cancer, right? You have the Strength and the Tower card. Different positioning though. Interesting. So the Devil card likes to make people jump a little bit. The Devil card really isn't all that bad. I mean, it's not bad at all. It talks to us of the glaring truth of bad habits, of anyone's bad habits. It could be someone that's around you that you're having to deal with. Let's say you're married to an addict. What happens when you have somebody that, you know, has these behaviors that affect the quality of your life, right? So we've got the Devil card and the World card. So this is something that's affecting you globally. The Strength card, witness, wisdom, finesse. We've got the Ace of Swords, which is decisions, and the Tower card. So I feel like you are sensing that something's falling away. That's the Tower. The Tower is, you know, a beautiful card because it shows us what's underneath the foundation, right? Well, hi, Ryan. Hi, Brad. All right, I'll talk to you guys in a second. Okay, or message me. All right, so the Strength card is our card for, like I said, finesse and wisdom. You know, there are a couple things that are like hinging on this. Hi, Lou. So there's the Page of Swords, right? Which it tells us that you've been maybe sharp with your mouth, been short-tempered even. Look at the Knight of Swords. And swords is what we say, what we speak, how we communicate. And we have this Page of Swords. Our pages are new beginnings. We've started this new thing. Knights tend to be a little more impulsive. We have the Six of Coins, which shows us with a scale in the middle and somebody kind of balancing above the ground. This means you're not grounded or not feeling grounded in this situation, like you can't find your footing, right? And then we have these mushrooms, which are ideas. So that means that you have a lot of ideas, maybe one that you haven't picked yet, right? Ace of Swords, pivot points. We've got some celebration coming up for you in the next steps. We've got the Queen of Swords. So this is decisions. And interestingly enough, you may have to be more clear with people in these next steps than you had been before. Like if they're not listening, sometimes it's like, bro, like you've got to really get there with someone. You've got 2 or 3 cards that reflect that. In order for you to enjoy yourself and have a good time, crappy internet. Who's got the crappy internet? Something's going on here. Can you guys still see me? Uh-oh. Well, I'm just going to keep going because you guys can find me on YouTube if you can't see me. Anyways, so we have this Queen of Swords, which says that you're being more direct, taking a little bit more leadership, and being very, very clear. Now, here's what's interesting. It really doesn't matter how someone else takes your verbal communication. If you're coming from a sense of respect and it happens to be direct, then so be it. They're just going to have to take it because ultimately you've got a lot of celebration, the world, you've got your money to look after. I know you're coming from the heart and you've got this emotion here. You've got the King of Cups, which is emotional intelligence. So you've got some emotional intelligence here. The Queen of Coins, right? Usually it's the Queen of Wands, but this Queen of Coins is the place that you want to come from. You want to start enjoying the things you have in your life, right? So with this moving forward, it feels like, you know, you're willing to burn the house down. You're not going to put up with things anymore. You're putting this boundary out there and you're being very clear about it. So and this is, you know, your end result is the Tower. And so you're pretty much shaking the tree, right? And see what falls because you're overwhelmed otherwise. You can't see your way forward. So you'd rather just speak your truth and let the chips fall where they may. Yes? So as you're going forward, you know, you may not be able to see, but you do know that if you trust yourself and you speak your truth, you will find your way, come what may. Woo! Ooh, some pretty powerful stuff there, Leo. I mean, that's in true Leo fashion, right? Go big or go home. Let's pull some cards here from the Witch Tarot over here and see what your moon reading is looking like. Wicked Egypt, can you see me? It's looking weird on my side. I can see comments, but I can't see anything else. I don't know. All right, anyways, moving along. So if you can't see me, but you can hear me, you can find me on YouTube, Facebook, or Twitch. Or you can catch the video afterward and all those. All right, here we go, Leo. This is for you, for your moon. So for those of you that don't know your moon and rising signs, I heard an astrologer say, that's why I don't say Leo rising. I just say Leo, because I'm playing it as if those that are listening to rising are listening also, because our rising and our moon and sun are very different. I heard from my instructor that he's like, it might be a better idea for people to watch their rising sign instead of their sun sign and see if that doesn't affect them differently. But your moon is your emotions, how you're processing, and your circumstance. So let's take a look at Leo. Page of Pentacles, new beginnings. 10 of Wands, you're getting tired. Page of Swords, new beginnings again in what you're speaking differently, right? Committed, you've got the 4 of Wands, Wheel of the Year. So fate, timing is on your side. Now, I think you're focusing on the wrong things here. You've got the Hermit card and the 10 of Swords. So you almost have this withdraw, right? You've got this withdraw where you're feeling as if you back away, you're going to have some power in this, right? We've got the Hermit. But so you've been listening to me talk a little bit about the Hermit card lately where it talks about knowledge. So what in this isolation, don't just go hide out. Like, what did we learn? Like sometimes I check in with myself and I go off social media. Everybody's like, everything good with you? You haven't been posting because you guys know I'm a selfie queen, right? Bing, bing, bong. So when I go quiet, it used to be an escape mechanism. And now it is more so where I recalibrate. I check with myself. I try to find out, you know, how I'm turn into loneliness. But isolation used right, what is the lesson? That was a little bit of that Page of Wands earlier. What did we learn? 10 of Swords, though, is the thing I worry about you focusing on. Stop focusing on the injury because it's going to go away. The less you poke at the bruise, the less it's going to hurt, right? Stop exposing it over and over and over again. Literally, like, trust yourself enough to know that when you've done some healing, let it be. We don't have to worry that it's going to rise up again. Now, I'm not talking about trauma response, right? Because that still triggers. Yeah. So we want to work on anchors instead. Anchors is which we replace those triggers with something positive. But we have this 10 of Swords, and this is betrayal. You're feeling as if somebody else isn't carrying their weight. You're feeling as if the weight of the world is on your back. By this one too, the 10 of Wands. So you got the 10 of Wands and the 10 of Swords. This one's more like betrayal, feeling stabbed in the back. The 10 of Wands is carrying too much, the straw that broke the camel's back. So my best friend in the whole world, she says, if it's heavy, put it down. Don't break, bend, flow. Because sometimes we don't give up because we think that it is so absolutely valuable that we display and show our strength. We don't ask for help and we don't let go. We don't give up on things because there's some kind of value somewhere in our moral code where we say we must do the thing. I mean, stay married forever. Unless, if we're not happy, sometimes that's good enough. But what's true is we still have these inner dialogues. I'm not saying good or bad or picking sides. I'm just giving an example, you know, those types. In the center of your reading, you have the Ace of Wands and the Magician. So you're being asked to speak. The Magician is being on the stage, speaking to their truth. You also have the King of Swords. Leadership is expected. The Knight of Wands. Listen, you may not get recognition. This is about awards. Coming back from the heavy war and getting the accolades. Right? I don't see denial of the accolades, but I'm just saying, look at it a little differently. If you want recognition and personal power, start giving yourself those attaboys, right? So anyways, you've got recognition coming regardless. Somebody's going to finally acknowledge the situation. And, you know, this is just worry, I see, right? Like the Devil card is already in play in the other reading, which I feel like you're already navigating through. So this is just a little bit of worry. And I think it is well placed. I don't think it's just you tripping. You didn't go too far down that path. Not into depression. I can't see that. All right. Here's your Divination of the Ancients Oracle card. Ooh, hydromancy, illusion. What is the illusion in your life right now? Sometimes this card talks to us about looking at what's real, looking at what's not real, looking at what, we believe in, where our fantasy sits sometimes. Sometimes we believe in something so much or someone that we don't really see the reality of the situation or the experience. And oftentimes we overlook, right? This is also part of the matrix stuff. Like, what is the illusion and what is real? I'm going to tell you. It has to do and boils down to love. Like, where can you find love in the scenario? Where can you find the scenario that's benefit for all, right? That's how we break this all down, is coming together, right? Anyways, hydromancy, illusion, seeing past the illusion. So maybe ask some more pragmatic questions. Speak a little bit more toward what you want. Like I said, don't look at the trigger, look at the solution and look at what you want instead. If, when we do coaching and we say, what is it you want? Well, I want to be happy. Well, I just don't want to be miserable. I don't want to be depressed. I don't want to be overweight. But what is it you want instead? Like mine, for example, in losing weight, wasn't losing weight. I want to be pain-free. I had joint pain from being a paramedic for so long and back pain. And so ultimately, envisioning what you want to become instead helps you to get out of those trauma responses. So we're not looking at the trauma, we're looking at what we want instead, just by focus alone. And eventually, when you come to center, meditate a little more. You will eventually have a little less of those pendulum swings. All right, I'm going to head off to a client. I do want to thank you for hanging out with me. I try to get through all this without talking too much, right? And you guys are so patient. Please join me on my YouTube. I'd love to have your company there. For your one-on-one, find me karmaondeck.com. You can book your one-on-one session or join me in one of the classes, the spiritual mentorship, the one-on-one, or the tarot or meditation courses. We have 8-week intensive courses for both to get you dialed in. Meanwhile,